coming back to the home port, that for us generally Sydney is a great satisfaction, because there is a feeling of accomplishment having sailed for 3,000 miles in the South Pacific. But our job is like that. You relax maybe 5 minutes and here we are. You should be ready to go again with the 1,800 customers and recharge immediately your energy, ready to foster a good enthusiasm and to deliver a product, because we are not ferries, we are P&O, so we deliver a vacation, we deliver something more. It's on the road again. It's like the song, you know?
Sailing away from Sydney is absolutely amazing. Out of all the cities around the world, Rio de Janeiro, New York City, San Francisco, Venice, Sydney is one of the most unforgettable places to sail out of.
The fun starts from when you first get on board. You're up on deck, there's music playing, there's people dancing. I mean, as soon as you walk on board the ship, it's going to be a fun experience.
From what I see when we do the sail away, it's the passengers. I mean, you can't get more smiles. Everyone is smiling, everyone's looking around, they're looking at us partying, they're looking around at the bridge, the opera house, they're looking at everything, and everyone is just together as a whole. So you meet the Pacific entertainers, you meet the crew staff, you meet myself, the bands, the DJs, and you meet each other, you meet everyone. It's just it's an amazing experience sailing out of Sydney.
It's the wow factor. That's what they need to see. They need to come on the ship and we're open for business.
Thing about a cruise is that if a guest come on for the first time, it then becomes the first time of many. I think it's the famous comment I always hear is, "I wish I'd done this years before."
So the first moment when we are sailing is a very unique time. It's the starting of a cruise, the starting of an adventure for us and for them.
When the engines are ready, we let go the lines and we move the ship using thrusters, tugs. It's a complex operation that requires a lot of monitoring of details, and we go.
So once the captain unties the ship and we're actually setting sail, the beginning of the cruise, the beginning of the experience happens at Sail Away. Not only just poolside, but anywhere on the ship, it's one of a kind, because you're surrounded by strangers, but at that moment in time, when we set sail, everyone is friends, everyone is family, and it's just a whole ship together as one. And it's just a great thing just to know that everyone else is gonna have to go to work tomorrow, but everyone on board, we are on holiday and we have a great time.
I think when guests come on board a cruise ship, you might have repeat passengers and you might have first-time cruises, but by the end of the cruise, the ship's company, the crew members have become their family, and so many people have found new friends.
A great thing that you have when you come on a cruise ship is you do have the time. You have time to do what you want to do. You're away from the day-to-day stresses and that you have back at home, and so yeah, you know, this is really how to holiday. No airports, no hotels to check in and out of. Once you're on board the ship, here you are. This is where you are for the rest of your cruise.
The view though from upstairs, you can't beat it. You cannot beat the view from upstairs.
I enjoy and I love my job. I consider very lucky because every morning when I get up, I'm going to do something I want to do and something I enjoy to do.
P&O has a very old tradition. So these 175 and more years of tradition are a wave on our shoulder, but a weight of pride, actually. Because to be able to say that we are the last descendants of the old centenarian navigators of P&O who came here to take a lot of passengers to Australia. We have a lot of customers who join Australia here to start a new life, the land of opportunity, on a P&O ship. This is a pride for us.
This is how to holiday, and I think that says it all, really.
How's everyone today? All alcoholic people, are you ready? Yes, of course. So this is a good start for your afternoon. As we promised, we're going to give you all 4 different kinds of martinis. But of course, before we're going to start, let me introduce to you myself. My name is Vanji. I am the bartender in Connections Bar. Let me introduce to you our martini team. So many claimants are saying that they were the first one who invented the martini, but until now, no one really knows who invented the martini. But the most detailed history of martini started in 1868 during gold rush in California. That was in Martinez, California. The bartender made a special drink for this gentleman. It was composed of dash of bitters, 2 dashes of maraschino, a glass of vermouth, a pony of Old Tom gin, and a quarter slice of lemon. He named that drink after the town where the miner was heading back. He named it Martinez. That was in 1868, okay? And another claimant, he was a bartender, and he was an Italian immigrant by the name of Martini di Arma-di-Taglia, and that was before World War I. He was claiming that he invented the martini. He believed that martini came from the name of Martini and Henry rifle used by the British Army for 20 years, from 1870 to 1890, because they believed that rifle and martini shared a strong kick. Alright, he made our martini very famous, shaken, not stirred. Of course, from his movie Casino Royale, if you have watched that, he ordered a drink from there, and he ordered a drink, he named it after the lady that he has fallen in love with. He named it Vesper. Are you all thirsty? Okay, let's bring it on. Our first drink is our classic dry martini, and we call this one a vodka martini. What's your name?
Ronnie.
Making the martini, of course, all you need is shaker. You have your ice, ingredients, and a bit of shaking. In vodka martini, we are using Smirnoff vodka. Now we have our dry vermouth. This is one of our aperitif. So vodka martini is best recommended before your meal. So this is something strong. Put the lid on now, Mambrione. And do you know what's the next thing you'll do? Shake it. What's your name?
James.
Sir James. Graham, what's your name? Matthew. Stuart. Remove the lid, just the top one, and start pouring it to your martini glass with olives. Sorry, excited, huh? All right, let's have a cheers! Cheers, everyone! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Yes, all right. Okay, second drink is what we call a apple lychee martini. Ladies would love this better. What's your name?
Tim.
Tim. We need 30 ml of vodka. And also we have lychee liqueur. This is actually antioxidant. So next would be apple juice. So just squeeze the bottle till top of your shaker. Michael. Norm. Jason, Chad. Let's look at your left again. Yeah, we have before, we have after. Shall we give him an extra drink? Yes? Okay. Remove the lid of your shaker now and start pouring it to your martini. Tell us how to find your apple lychee martini, Sir Tim.
It's not bad,
Okay. Let's have a cheers! Cheers! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! All right. Are you ready for a third drink? Third drink? Yes. Go, what's your name? Laura. And where are you from, Laura? Okay, we need 60 meals. We need like 2 dashes of watermelon syrup. So next we'll be putting a cranberry. Alright, and start pouring it to your martini glass. It is garnished with orange twist. Okay, that's your watermelon. And of course, taste that one, Mom Laura. How do you find it? Good. Good one? Cheers! Cheers, everyone! Okay, let's move on to our last drink. This is what we call a Black Forest Martini. Kayla. Kayla, and what's your name?
Tracy.
Okay, so this is your jigger. We need 30 ml of vodka. So 30. Okay, so we have this is what we call a framboise liqueur. This is a non-alcoholic flavored sugar syrup and it has a raspberry flavor, a bit lesser of 15 ml. All right, that's good. We have a cream, so this is pure cream. Squeeze the bottle and put it to your shaker. Squeeze it, yep. Very dessert, and pour it slowly because it has to be on top evenly. My God. All right, Ma'am Kayla, taste it. I hope you'll still find it nice. How is it? It's good, and she still swallowed the cream. She likes it. Okay. Mexican wave. Let's do it, and chill here. All right.
Cocktail night, it is a tradition on board any cruise ship in the entire world, but on board P&O ships, we make it a bit special because you can go dancing all night long, and it just gives the whole feeling of, wow, I'm on a cruise ship. This is a very, very special night. The captain's introductions is special in my heart because I get to have the responsibility of introducing the captain, and then the captain introduces all the executive team on board, and it's a lot of them that you don't see around the ship because we have over almost 2,000 passengers, over 750 crew, and that's a lot of different teams working together. So you'll see gentlemen working in the engine room, on the bridge, behind a desk with administration, revenue, food, drinks, entertainment, and you can see the leaders of the teams.
A lot of maritime history. It's the captain of the ship, the master of the cruise ship, coming in front of the guests and just saying hello.
Many passengers still look forward to dress up, have an evening very different from every day, but they still appreciate the personal touch. They appreciate to see us around, they appreciate the opportunity that I can introduce all my senior officers, speak to them, speak to the passenger, make them feel welcome at home.
The most famous question is, if you are here, Captain, who is driving the
ship?
Yes, this is the most famous question.
Then, of course, I have the opportunity to explain that. We have a set system where there are 680 crew, very professional. They all do a specific job.
I like to call them the children of the night, because are my officers, who, when I'm not here, they have the charge of the vessel, the charge of the ship, and they grant our safety, mine included. When I'm sleeping, when I'm socializing with passengers, when I'm doing other things.
Overall, at the end of the day, it works out to be like the mayor of a small town.
I know for a fact they enjoy seeing not only the captain, but everyone, because the round of applause they get, the screams, the yells that we get from P&O passengers especially, is it's a very unique experience, not for the passengers, but also for the officers that come on stage.
Brings a little bit of yesteryear, a little bit of class and sophistication to the evening. It's great fun and also a great photo opportunity.
You know what inspired me? When I see the results, the expressions on people's faces, they look in the photograph, yes, you captured it, thank you, let's shake hands. When you see passengers do that, they're having fun, and that's how we capture them. It makes them smile, but what we're doing is making them smile naturally. You need to get that within the first minute, then where it's easy job for us, we just photograph them and just turn, bum, bum, bum. We capture that moment for them, friends or family. For us, professionalism inspires. And behind that, our core is to keep the couple or family comfortable and relaxed and happy in themselves as we take the photographs. Bring out the best in who they are. A smile, a gesture, whatever it may be, we look for the little things and you remember those experiences, and we have them in print there for you the next day in the gallery. If it's one photograph, we captured your memory and it's yours forever. And that's the core of who we are at the end of the day. It's a photo video department on board.
Cocktail night is a completely different experience than all other nights on board, because one, everyone is dressed up. So not only do you feel special, you look around and you see everyone else dressed up feeling special, and it's just a momentous occasion. And just the opportunities in all the lounges, it's just a different feel. It's just the more relaxed. This is fantastic. I feel elegant, and I'm surrounded by elegance.
Well, now, I promised it at the start of the show, but we're actually going to give it to you right now. I am going to introduce you to the Master of the Pacific Pearl, and you're going to be introduced to all the senior officers. But as each one comes up on stage, give them a huge round of applause. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like you to put your hands together and welcome to the stage the Master of the Pacific Pearl, your captain, Captain Roger Bilton from the UK.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and you will be relieved, and if not, you should be, that I am not going to be singing and dancing for you. Ladies and gentlemen, most importantly, of course, a very warm welcome on board the Pacific Pearl. Now, apparently, the only reason you're here is to have a very nice time. Would that be right? Well, fancy that. Because the only reason we're here, of course, is to make that nice time happen for you. Now, I can tell you we have got a cracking itinerary lined up for you. And, of course, you've got another day at sea tomorrow to relax and unwind in. But then it's all going to start in earnest when we get to Noumea. Very early in the morning, in actual fact, we'll be picking our pilot up at around about 4:30 in the morning. So you're more than welcome to join us and help us with that if you like. All right, I'll do it myself then, shall I? Thank you very much. So we'll be picking him up at around about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll have you into Noumea alongside by 8 o'clock. Noumea, a lovely little port there, and we'll be going alongside, and you can literally just walk off to all the shops and amenities there. And then, of course, the next port of call will be Lifou, again in New Caledonia. Lifou, again, it's a little island, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's got some absolutely marvellous beaches there, and there's lots of walks. And if you get yourself up to the church, you'll see it as we arrive. You'll get the best view of the island, very scenic. One word of caution, ladies and gentlemen, particularly for those of you who go ashore in the first 10 days. Quite often, early in the morning, you will find around the jetty when we get ashore, there's these big, giant sea turtles, okay? You are not allowed to bring these back to the ship. You would be surprised what we have seen after people have had a few scoops ashore. We just won't let you bring them into the tenders, okay? So please leave the sea turtles alone. Then, of course, next we'll be going off to Vanuatu and going into Port Vila. And Port Vila you're really going to enjoy. That literally, it's about a 20-minute walk into town where you've got the big markets, etc. Lovely little place, and we've got a very good relationship with the locals there, who are indeed very, very friendly, although be prepared to haggle. And if you want to go a little bit further afield, there are some lovely beaches there as well. And then, of course, you've got the Cascade Waterfalls, which is a stunning waterfall, of course, in Port Vila there. Then from Port Vila, we go to a place called Mystery Island. Now, Mystery Island is like a sandy strip type island. It has a beautiful beach. It's surrounded by a coral reef. The snorkeling there and the water is absolutely amazing, and it's sort of part of a larger island called Anatom Island. But one word of warning there, ladies and gentlemen, you will find, and we have had this happen before, in the centre of the island, there is a nice grassy strip. It's sort of well tended, and a lot of people do like to sort of, they put their towels down there and have a sunbake. That little grassy strip is in actual fact a runway. And it is used, believe it or not, from time to time by the locals of Anatom Island, that they come in there and store planes. So basically what I'm saying is, if you hear this droning in the air and this aircraft coming down towards you, it's probably best to move because they don't stop, all right? And then from Mystery Island, we go across to the Isle of Pines, back to New Caledonia. And again, a beautiful stop there. Very good relations with the locals there. And probably the best beach of the lot awaits you there. Golden sand, azure waters, absolutely beautiful stop. Then, of course, 2 days back at sea, all the way to Sydney. Oh, no, I missed out. After the Isle of Pines, the day after, we have to get to 22 degrees, 30 minutes south, and 166 degrees, 4 minutes west. Care to guess why? We are meeting a gentleman called Santa Claus there. So, absolutely, he's going to be there, so we need to be at that position, and then Mr. Santa Claus is going to come and visit us. That's the hot off the press there. And then, of course, it's back to Sydney. So that, in a nutshell, is your cruise. Did you enjoy it? That was cheap, wasn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, the second most important ingredient of any cruise, and one that I've been asked all day today, is about the weather. Have you enjoyed the weather today? You have? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is a little saying where I come from, that the sun only shines on the righteous. Judging from today's weather, it tells me a lot about you. So there is some scope for improvement there. Now, for those of you who are a little bit more traditional, I have been keeping a very close eye on the weather charts. And I do like to give you a 48-hour forecast. I do like to be as honest as I possibly can, because it'll only come back and bite me if I don't. Now, at the moment, there's a fairly deep depression which is winging its way in from the west. In amongst that is a fairly well-developed cold front. So what that means is a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and a lot of cloud. Sorry, that's London. Just a minute. That'll teach you to beat us in the cricket, won't it? Right. Here we go. Now, tomorrow, the weather is going to be particularly sort of later morning. We'll probably get a bit of cloud in the morning, but it is due, according to the satellite picture, to break up a bit. And I think you might even see some sunshine tomorrow, particularly going into the afternoon. Okay? And then the following day in Noumea, certainly there is going to be a certain amount of cloud there, but then talking about long sunny intervals. Temperatures going up to 30 degrees Celsius. and that's 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Not a bit of a mixed bag, but certainly not too bad overall. And that wind is going to be dropping all the time. Certainly better than London, okay? 48 hours really is as far as I'm going to put my neck on the line for, because the weather does change very, very quickly down in these parts. But if you do need a longer range forecast, please don't hesitate to contact Cruise Director, okay? And she will put you in touch with our magician, all right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Pacific Pearl, she really is a beautiful little ship. She is literally stuffed to the gunnels with all sorts of facilities, amenities, and of course, entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, it is only there for your benefit. It's all there for you to use. So I would strongly urge you to make the most of it during your stay with us. It's there for you and there for you only. So please make sure you use it. Now, having said that, it's always been a strong belief of mine that a ship, no matter how big or how small, is only as good as the crew that run it. And I'm very proud to be able to say that on Pacific Pearl, I'm lucky enough to have a simply marvellous crew. Certainly a more friendly bunch of people you'd be hard-pushed to find anywhere else afloat. And I think you're going to find that out as the cruise progresses. Now, I'd dearly love to introduce all of them to you, but there's about 650, 700 of them at the moment, and you'd be here all night. So what I've done this evening is I've got a few of the key players, some of the senior officers with me this evening that I'd like to introduce you to. And the first man I'd like to introduce you to is my deputy and right-hand man, and of course second in command of the Pacific Pearl. He's all the way from England. He's our staff captain. Please welcome Nick Boone. Now, the next gentleman you're going to meet is responsible for keeping all the scenery going past your windows. In charge of all things technical, from the humble hairdryer in your stateroom there, right the way to the huge mechanical garden that he tends down below. He is our Chief Technical Officer, or Chief Engineer. He again is from the UK. Please welcome Simon Jewell. Now, Simon has a number of people to help and assist him. And the next person I'm going to introduce you to is his deputy and right-hand man. He's known as our staff engineer. He's all the way from Italy. Please welcome Agostino Solza.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
Now, the next gentleman I'm going to introduce you to is also key to Simon's team. And he's in charge of all things electrical, including the huge power plant that we have down below, the big electric motors down there. But most importantly, just ensuring that the lights never go off on the Pacific Pearl. He's our staff electro-technical officer. He's all the way from Croatia. Please welcome Orfej Black.
Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
Now, of course, as far as you're concerned, the ship is one big floating hotel, goes up and down a little bit and side to side. But the man in charge of overseeing the entire hotel operation on board, he is known as our hotel director. He's all the way from Germany. Please welcome Roland Ringwald. Now, Roland has by far and away the biggest department on board, so he's got lots of people to help and assist him. And the next person I'm going to introduce you to is his right-hand lady on this occasion, and his deputy. She's our Administration and Revenue Director. She's from the UK. Please welcome Zoe Gaunt.
Money, 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 must be funny in a rich man's world.
Now, there's only one person on board that I hope you never get to meet in a professional capacity, purely only social, but I can assure you that if you did need his services, you would be in extremely safe hands. He, of course, is our senior doctor. He's all the way from South Africa, and please welcome Dion Ventnor.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Now, the next gentleman you're going to meet probably has the most responsible job on board, at least as far as you're concerned he does, because he is in charge of all the food and the booze on board Pacific Pearl. He, of course, is your food and beverage director, all the way from Portugal. Please welcome Antonio Mendes.
If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Now, it's a common misconception, particularly when our passengers come to disembark from Pacific Pearl, that our laundry is responsible for shrinking your clothes. I'm going to put that myth tonight. Tonight, I'm going to put that myth to rest because I got the real culprit with me here this evening. He, of course, is your executive chef, and he's all the way from Canada. Please welcome Mark Delmas.
Oh, just eat it, eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it. Have some more chicken.
Now, whilst Mark is responsible for cooking and preparing all the food, the man responsible for getting it to your tables, in charge of the vast legions of waiters and waitresses in all the restaurants and food outlets right the way across the Pacific Pearl. He, of course, is your maitre d', and he's all the way from Belgium. Please welcome Arnold Cummings. Now, when you finally finish up in the evening, you go back to your staterooms, you find that everything is as it should be. The man in charge of all the stateroom stewards and stateroom stewardesses, and indeed all the accommodation public areas right the way through Pacific Pearl. He's known as our accommodation service manager. On this occasion, he's all the way from India. Please welcome Ashok Krishna. Now, there is only one person on board who has my explicit permission to tell you, our passengers, where to go. That, of course, is because he is our destinations manager. He is all the way from India as well, so please welcome Vignesh Shankar. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, probably the loudest, as... God. Probably the loudest, as I'm sure you're going to find out as the cruise progresses. You're going to hear this lady everywhere. The person in charge of all the entertainment right the way across the Pacific Pearl, in charge of making you all smile. She, of course, is your cruise director, and she, of course, is Zoltina J.
Cheer, cheer, the red and the white, honor the name by day and by night, live that noble band.
And I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Zoltina is somewhat of an enigma in this lineup that you see before us, because she comes from a little island, a little-known island, tucked right the way down in the bottom of the South Pacific, somewhere called Australia. You bring your family with you? You did. Ladies and gentlemen, that just remains for me to say thank you for popping along this evening. I'm sure you found that the show was absolutely wonderful. I hope you're going to have a wonderful evening. But on behalf of all of us here, and most importantly, we hope you're going to have a fantastic cruise with us. And believe me, that's what we're aiming to achieve with you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your captain, Captain Roger Bilton, and the senior officers of the Pacific Pearl.
passengers ready. They've got their cowboy hats on and their cowboy boots ready to get started.
Tonight I get to be a country girl, I get to get out on the dance floor, have some fun with the passengers, with my team, and just have a really good time.
Well, a whole lot of Australians like country and western music because country is a big theme here in Australia. So that's one of our busiest theme lists that we have on board our cruise ships.
There's going to be a few games, there's going to be a few surprises, everybody's going to be having fun. It's country night. Country night is a family night, it's for everybody. We've got a fantastic entertainment team on board. We want to share the experience, we want them to have a good time. So it gets us laughing and it gets us more motivated as a team. Some of the costumes that they've come up with, the swing of the hats, the girls do-si-doing, it's absolutely crazy.
Our Pacific entertainers are our dancers on board, the cruise staff, and they're going to be teaching all the line dances that we have, and of course they're going to be participating in all the games that we have on board.